Good evening. It's Thursday, the 15th of December, and it's time for the news on RIK 2. President Anastasiades today started briefing leaders of European Union countries on the upcoming negotiations in Geneva in January, following his talks last night with Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras on the strategy of the negotiations. Anastasiades has scheduled meetings with European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker and the President of the European Council, Donald Tusk. Anastasiades said after his 3-hour-long talks with Tsipras last night in the presence of the foreign ministers of Greece and Cyprus that Athens and Nicosia are on the same page and in full agreement on the issues to be discussed in Geneva. Anastasiades and Tsipras continued their talks at a working dinner. Tsipras said that the two sides are experienced in negotiating, adding that they had examined all possible prospects and made their assumptions of developments. Government spokesman Nikos Christodoulidis told our radio station from Brussels that Anastasiades and Tsipras reached very specific decisions on their tactics and arguments at the Geneva negotiations with a view of reaching their goals. He said the meeting was taken up entirely by the issues of security and guarantees, and both leaders will be briefing their European counterparts in Brussels. Christodoulidis further said that there has never been an issue in the relations between Cyprus and Greece. He also stressed that Cyprus cannot be absent from a multi-party conference which will be discussing issues in which it is as signatory and directly affects it. Asked about press reports that the United States have prepared proposals on the issue of guarantees, Christodoulidis said they are not supported by facts, pointing out that President Anastasiades has made his own proposal which still stands and has been very well received. A senior British government official has said that the United Kingdom has not yet decided on the level of its representation at a Geneva conference on January the 12th, which will discuss the issues of security and guarantees. But the official acknowledged that Britain has a special role to play in the forthcoming talks in Geneva regarding the security and guarantees in Cyprus as one of the three guarantor powers along with Greece and Turkey. He added that the representation decision will be approached in the context of how Britain can best support the process in Geneva and the opportunity to finally settle the Cyprus issue. The officials stressed that the United Kingdom is a firm supporter of finding a settlement in Cyprus as one of the three guarantor powers, having supported the United Nations-led negotiations. The Cyprus problem was among issues discussed by Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu at a meeting with the United States Secretary of State in Washington. A State Department spokesman said that the main issue of the discussion was the Syrian crisis, but efforts to solve the Cyprus problem were also discussed. The spokesman said he could not comment on the reports that Assistant Secretary of State Victoria Nuland had made any proposal to the governments of Greece and Turkey on the guarantees issue. He also did not reply to a question about the level of the representation of the United States government at the Geneva conference. The European Commission has said it believes that there is no reason for Eurozone lenders to question the debt relief deal struck with Greece after they put the deal on hold. Eurozone lenders put a short-term debt relief deal for Greece on hold yesterday after the Athens government proposed a one-off payment to pensioners. Eurozone finance ministers agreed on December the 5th to grant Greece a short-term debt relief that would reduce its public debt by 20 percentage points of GDP by 2060. But 3 days later, Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras said his government would spend €617 million in one-off benefits for low-income pensioners ahead of Christmas because Greece has exceeded its 2016 primary surplus target. The Greek government has also annoyed its lenders by deciding to continue a 30% discount on levels of value-added tax charged on some Greek islands. An operation to evacuate people from the rebel-held parts of Aleppo got underway today after several hold-ups as a result of fire reported to come from both sides that killed or injured some people. The International Committee of the Red Cross confirmed in a tweet that the operation to evacuate around 200 wounded people from the city as part of a wider ceasefire deal finally got underway. The evacuation of the last rebel enclave would end years of fighting for the city and mark a major victory for Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. A Syrian official said that efforts to organize the departure of fighters from East Aleppo had begun, and the International Committee of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent said they had been asked to assist with the evacuation. 30 green buses guarded by Syrian soldiers lined up waiting to ferry people out of eastern Aleppo. Residents hoping to be taken out have been burning personal belongings they cannot take with them. An Australian Qantas aircraft made an emergency landing at Larnaca Airport early this morning after one of the passengers was taken ill. The pilot of the A380 Airbus on a flight to London notified the control tower that the condition of the passenger was serious and received permission to land. The patient was taken to Larnaca Hospital and the plane resumed its flight to London. The Association of Supermarkets has called on its members to observe the holidays of Christmas and Boxing Day, New Year's Day and the next day, and Epiphany Day. The association said in a statement that after court decisions which had declared unconstitutional the legislation regulating shop hours, the only way to regulate the issue is by consent. A young Turkish man was arrested at Larnaca Airport as he was about to travel on a forged passport. The police said that the 22-year-old was to board a plane to London showing a Bulgarian passport. After he was arrested, he admitted that he was Turkish and had come to Cyprus through the illegal Timbu airport. He also said that he bought the passport in the occupied part of Cyprus for €2,000. When arrested, a Turkish identity card showing his real origin was found on him. And now a look at tomorrow's weather. It will be partly cloudy at times, leading to local rain and possibly isolated showers and sleet on higher ground. Winds will be light to moderate southwesterly to northeasterly and locally westerly, force 3 to 4. The sea will be slight. Temperatures will reach 14 Celsius inland, 16 in coastal areas, and 4 over the mountains. Cloudy spells over the next 3 days may lead to local rain or showers and snow over mountain areas, but it will start clearing up late on Monday. Temperatures will go up slightly. That's all for today. Join us tomorrow again for more news in English. Have a very good evening.